I'm in that isolation season, that dark place. Now, don't get confused when I say that because there are some beautiful things that come from that dark place, like flowers start in the dirt, swords are forged in the flame, as I've said in previous videos. But isolation creates some of the most creative moments at the same time. I mean, biblically speaking, Paul was imprisoned when he wrote a lot of his portions from the Bible. And I don't think isolation is necessarily a bad thing. Now, too much isolation, now, different story. Whenever I'm personally craving that social aspect of things, I'll go and do something that I enjoy. Think with how things are wired in society, especially now, there's so much readily available where people or things are constantly telling us what we need to do, what we like, et cetera, et cetera. So we have lost that ability to think for ourselves in a way because it seems like everything's an advertisement. It's like, oh, you need this, you upgrade your life with that, drive this car, like you need this. And it's kind of the point where I just like to take a walk outside every now and then. And it doesn't need to be published on the internet. Now, we live in an age where it's cool to share stuff. Look at me, look at me. Like I ran 30 miles yesterday. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted to post it. I wanted to flaunt it. Look at me. I did that in 4 hours and 59 seconds. And a majority of the comments were, you're insane, beast, um, you're crazy, and so forth. And yeah, in a sense, I understand that's insane, but that is also just who God made me to be. I constantly want to stretch those limiting beliefs that I hold for myself as much as I possibly can, for tomorrow is not guaranteed. I want to stretch out what I believe is possible and step into the unknown. And the furthest that I've gone before that was 26.2 miles. For those that don't know, that is a full marathon. And I completed it in 3 hours, 27 seconds, or 3 hours, 27 minutes, which is a 7:53 pace, something like that. Irrelevant to the story, but I had not gone further than that on one of my runs. As soon as I stepped into uncharted territory, mile 27, mile 28, mile 29, reaching mile 30, that's there was a level of transcendence that I had never been to before. It gets very spiritually awakening at that point. The tears start coming out because I have mile 30 as the end target, but I've never been to mile 27, mile 28, mile 29, 30 before. So it was very uncomfortable, but I knew that I had to just get to the other side. And that same mentality translates to all other things. And it's so important to suck at something for a little while to become good. And then you become good, and then you become great. And then after greatness, I don't know. That's up to you. You get to a point where you're so great and you don't know what else to do. Tom Brady, for example, he played 23 seasons in the NFL. He made 14 conference championships. He won 10 of those, uh, 10 Super Bowl appearances, and then winning 7 out of those 10 Super Bowl appearances. That's great. It's like, if you win so much, what's next? Now, it doesn't matter what he's doing, but that was just for the sake of the example. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant are two other examples that I always think of top of my head. Now, this is a very challenging season that I'm entering because I quite literally, I moved back in August, last August, so 11 months ago, with a certain amount of money, and now the well is dried up. I have to make stuff happen now. And making that public will help me stay accountable, stay true to my word. Not only that, but giving something for my friends to view, giving something for my future family to view. And anyone who wants to tag along the way. It's bigger than myself. I've I've always known that since first dropping out of school, and I've had the privilege in these 5 years to really experience a whole lot. A lot of traveling, lived in 2 cities, spent a month in New York City, back in May, which was life changing within itself. It really made me feel like a kid. I felt like I was 16, very carefree, but like the creativity just was flowing left and right, and the opportunity to meet different people. The church scene, very wholesome, very, very tight knit there. And I very much enjoyed it up there. And there's adrenaline in the air. It's just everything flows. And if you suddenly have the urge to go on a run at 2 o'clock in the morning, you're gonna do it. And that's what I did. My last night, just everything was so beautiful. I wanted to soak it all in. But that being said, like there's a handful of opportunities that I have right now. Um, Ripping these, which I'm documenting these to just keep the process in check. My buddy has a restaurant SaaS company that I'm doing work for now, which is it's difficult in the sense where it's it's uncomfortable. Just approaching the best way to describe it is, so when a restaurant has DoorDash or Uber Eats enabled, DoorDash or Uber Eats is taking like 20 to 30% every single transaction because the user is ordering through Uber Eats or DoorDash. So Uber Eats or DoorDash has that right to take a percentage for providing the platform. Well, my buddy's SaaS product allows the user to go directly to the restaurant website, order directly online from the website while still being able to connect to DoorDash and Uber Eats drivers. And it's tough because of the uncertainty, but I like that. It makes me uncomfortable. It's going to make me grow. It's going to help me deal with rejection even further. It's very much a numbers game, just like throwing darts or putting up shots, as cliche as it sounds. The more shots you take, more likely something's going to land. And as I gear up for this season, I'm 12 days out from a 100-miler. So that's going to test my physical ability, my soul beyond belief. Because that 30-miler took everything yesterday. And I ran it at a 9:59 pace. For the 100, I'd like to average below a 15, because 15 would be right at 24 hours, and we're trying to complete it in 24 hours. So it's going to be tiring. Nothing I can't handle. God's going to be with me every step of the way. Doing it with an amazing group of guys, all of which done similar challenges before. This is going to be my first. So surrounding myself with those types of individuals is going to be very uplifting to know what I'm actually capable of. There's a lot of South Carolina dudes actually popping out, running from San Diego to LA. So it's going to be a beautiful run too. So I'm really excited for it. I'm going to be carrying a flag that has Matthew 6:33 on it. And for those of you that don't know, seek first the kingdom and all else will be given to you, to sum it up, essentially. But it's going to be a testament to my faith. I wouldn't be here without my faith. I was never supposed to be born. My parents were never supposed to have kids. So I'm just grateful to be here to shed my light onto the world and uh, try and leave it better than I found it. It's bigger than myself at the end of the day. Proverbs 27:17. As iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. How can I be a good steward to my neighbor? How can I be a good steward to strangers? How can I be a good steward to my family? And so forth. Like why like there's so much negativity around. It's like why feed into it? I want to lift up people as much as I possibly can. Sadly, social media doesn't help. And I often think like the creation of Facebook, yeah, it was such a revolutionary idea at the time. And now everything's based on algorithms and it's an algorithmic slot machine. I've been caught and I have addictive tendencies. So just scrolling, waiting for that thing to hit. And actually it's the anticipation of it hitting uh before it before it even hits. And it's it's all done subconsciously. And I was asking myself tonight as I was writing stuff down, how much of my life am I just doing in my subconscious? And how can I increase my awareness and adaptation a lot more? How can I be aware of every single thing that I'm doing? Whether that's, testing my five senses in the morning, writing down, I already write and I pray and I read the Bible, which good indicator, but there's often just seeking more beyond what I'm currently doing at this moment. Okay, might have to eliminate some things. What is holding me back right now? I love movies. Why do I want to watch a certain movie right now? I'm asking myself. Do I want to watch it because someone brought it up? Or would I have thought about that movie if this person did not bring it up? Now, I'm not anti movies or any of those things that you enjoy, but season of sacrifice, basically. And keep asking myself, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And sometimes that pill is going to be very hard to swallow. Okay, what have I been avoiding in my life that is pretty much like bringing me down, for lack of better words? Okay, it's time to confront that. I've been kicking that can down the road for quite some time. And the goal is all and always will be to provide something that people are going to use. Money aside, money's cool, sure. Money serves as oxygen, but it's not the main mission. The main mission is to lead people to God, to offer something that billions of people are going to use and actually find some value in it, and retire my parents. I've written essentially those three things down for the last 5 years. I retired my parents. I'm the one to finally like break the chain, go off path, do something different, and just provide for my current family, my future family. Because shout out to my parents. They sacrificed so much for my sister and I. And yeah, I'm very grateful. And the last thing is I changed billions of lives. Now that's a very selfish way to put it. That's how it started, but it's just making that impact on billions of people to just, like not even in a selfish sense. And I try to remove that selfish sense because even if there is some sort of reward that comes from it, I'd probably just try to do right by giving more back back to people, like providing shelters, providing healthy farms for people to eat clean food. You don't even go to the grocery store anymore. And without knowing where your food came from, you know how messed up that is? Uh, Probably one of the bigger things that frustrate. We don't know what we're consuming. For example, like a uh, healthy meal might cost you 15, $20 when you can get a lot of junk food for 15, $20 and provide more for your family that way, not knowing if it's real chicken or not. But ultimate goal is to provide to the best of my ability. So uh, that sums up tonight. This is the third one that I've done. So uh, Godspeed.